Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and yeah, we're a little bit late for our normal time for our video. However, I had a 3-day show this weekend and I was pretty tired, so I didn't feel like, I slept in a bit this morning, so I didn't get in and get it made until later. So anyway, what we're going to make is a pair of earrings. I've had these designed for a long time and just never have got around to making them, so let's do so. So let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. So what I have here is some chain, which we're going to take 3 short lengths, well 6 total because 3 per earring. And then we're going to take our ball head pins that we have here. We're going to hook one of these on each one. It's going to go on the end of the chain, so there's going to be 3 dangles coming down with chain and crystals. Then those are going to go up into this guy here. Now, hopefully I won't need to do some kind of a, I'm debating whether I'm going to end up needing to do something to keep this from sliding through, which is entirely possible because we don't want the chains to then fall, this to just slide down the chains. So we'll have to see what we might have to do to stop it from doing that. So then on top of our this beautiful pave bead, we're going to put a star spacer, and then this blue crystal, then another star spacer, and another one of these little crystals. And then we'll hook it to our post up here at the top. So the first thing we need to do is get our little crystal, well, I was going to say get our little crystals wrapped up, but even though we do need to wrap up all our little crystals, we want to hook them to the chain. So in all actuality, the first thing we want to do is cut our pieces of chain. So we can put these on here and turn them. We actually could even do their loop because before we cut the chain, because they are going to go directly onto there, but since we're going to just hook them directly onto there, we could, like I said, do the loops first too. So we just want 6 of these. And the other 2, of course, are going to be the top ones, so we only need these 6. So I am going to start their wraps. And you just want to do your up and around and over, bring it down, bring it around, bring it up this way. Leave a gap because this is where we got to hook to our chain. So we'll want to do that with all 6 of these. Make sure our gap's there. Oop. The 3 for one side. Now I've bent this one, I can see it, so we'll have to straighten, they just straightened it up some. Now, the next thing we have to decide is, do we want all of our little chains to be exactly the same length, or should we make them various sizes? So, we have to make that decision. I don't want them our little chains to be very long, probably only like 7 or 8 loops. This is 7. And actually, I'm going to make them 10. And I'm going to do that because they are going to go up into this a little bit. So that's 10. And I am going to make all of them the same length, I think. I think it'll be easier that way. And if it happens that I actually cut one shorter or a little longer, then that's fine. We can either then one of them can be a little shorter than the other. Now, how many have I got here? I think I've got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This always drives me a little nuts when we get all these little teeny bits of chain pieces here. 10. And the next one. Okay, there's all of our little chain pieces. So of course the next step is to just start hooking our chains onto our pieces here. So we'll just put her on here and snap her up here. Okay, so now we got to wrap these up, and then we have to decide if we can just slide these in here with a loop, or if we have to figure out some way to keep it from sliding through, which could be tricky. So we'll see. I wanted the end piece to go up into our piece here, but I don't want our piece to try and fall down our chains, which could possibly be the next thing. It could do that. Come on, you. We're getting twisted up here. Okay. Ding. We'll trim these after a bit. After I've got all of them, I'll twist it up. I just about grabbed my clippers to hold this, and that would have been bad. Would have cut my loop right in half. Okay, so then what we've got to do is we've got to take our 3 crystals and we're going to hook up in to a little piece of 20 gauge wire. Now I'm using German style wire. You can use any kind of, you can use craft wire for this. All we're doing is we're making our pin, our eye pin, and we're going to go up and make our bead strand. So I'm just going to get 2 pieces of wire. About 3 inches is enough, though I know I have like 4 or 5, but that's fine. So what you want to do now is get this as straight as possible. Then we're going to make a loop at the end of this wire. And here is my dilemma, because I want these to go up into here, the chains, but I suspect that our wire, our piece here may try to slide down our chains. So we're going to have to see if that will happen. If it does, then we have to devise a way to keep it from doing so. So we're going to bend this, and we'll go over and around. And I'm going to use the second size, because we are going to be hooking all these chains on. So we'll bring it over, and then we're just going to give us a gap, because we're going to put the chains onto here. One. No, you're not supposed to fall back off. Okay, there's our 3. So then we'll hold our piece together just like normal. And you could use a simple loop here, but I'm going to use a regular wrapped loop, and we're going to wrap it like 2 or 3 times. We don't want to wrap it too many times, because it's going inside that bead. Then it's going to go in here, and that is not going to let it fall all the way. Oh, yep, it just did. So that is our problem, because it could fall right like that, and we don't want it to do that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to move all of our pieces. Come on, get back up here. Slide our chains slightly to the side, and we're going to take our flat nose our pliers, and we're going to go in here, and we're going to flatten this piece out right here at the bottom. Which makes it be a little bit bigger at the base, so it won't fall through as easily. Though I would like it to go through a little bit more than that, but we'll see what we can do. So then we're going to put this guy on here, and then our, come here, Crystal, where's your hole? There it is. And by all rights, that should be the end. But see how this is flipping over here like this? I don't like that at all. So we're going to see if we can't, we're going to put a little something inside here. I had wanted it to be that big just because of this, but it doesn't want to stay there properly where I want it anyway. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put something else inside here to hold it in place. So we're going to have to decide what we're going to do there. Okay, so now this is not wanting to go inside, but it's not, which is good, but in another way, it lets the wire show down there, which I can live with, I think, because I think it's going to have to be that way, otherwise the bead will fall through, and could make it a little smaller, so maybe my little squished spot a little smaller, so maybe it wouldn't slip out quite so much. So we'll just bring it in and see if we can just adjust it till it just goes, but doesn't become too close, so that it'll come out, but we don't want too much of it out. So still got more out than I want. Now for bringing it back, flat nose are better because you can get both sides easier. So we'll just ease on this till I get it in just a little bit more. And hopefully I didn't make it too much more. I didn't make it enough. It's still not going to go where I want it to be. Well, there, maybe. Let's see if I can get it to sit the way I want it to by pushing on it here some. See how it's poking out more on this side than on that side. So we'll wiggle it till I get it a little better. Oops, and too much. There it goes. It's down and through again. And that is our problem that we continue to have, that either we make it too big and it sticks out quite a bit, or when we push on it to get it to go in the way I want it, it falls right through. So I think maybe we'll just have to leave it with the wire hanging out just a little bit. And then I'm going to put a couple of seed beads in here to keep our pave bead from rolling around too much. Come on, go down in there. And it could just be satisfied with one because it's right there at the edge. But I'm going to go with the 2. And then we'll put our spacer on here. Our light blue crystal. The other spacer. Oops, come on, baby. And our little I guess you'd call it beige or something, which then matches down below. So there's what it's going to look like. Now I'm going to yank on this one more time and make sure that it's pretty sturdily where it's at, because I don't want it pulling through. So seems to be. So then we're going to need to take our pliers and do our bend. And then we're going to wrap this up. And over and around. Bring her over, bring her down. Now I'm going to get a tinky tot out to hook it to my post, so that if somebody doesn't like posts, you have the capability of changing it if you want to. So now you don't want to pull this really tight when you're doing this, or this piece could fall back through again. Come on, you. I mean, you want it snug, but you don't want it really tight. Though you don't want it really tight anyway, because you don't want to break a bead. So, and then we'll tuck that baby in. And it's a little crooked. See how I've got the neck a little crooked? Let's bring it over here just a little bit. Then it just needs the the wire to go onto its post, and there it is right there. Now, even though the end of the wire is still showing here, it's not showing a lot, so I think it's good. I don't want to let that pave come out of there, so, to pop down. So there we go. So we'll get a jump ring and put the post on in just a moment, but first let's turn and let's put the second one together. This one's still sliding, see that? But I think it's all right. Gravity will keep it pretty much where we need it to be. So there they are so far. And now we just need to get some Tinky Tots and put this on. But see how this one keeps sliding out? Now we could do, and just until we get it pretty well based into there better, then I have it. And if you needed to, you could always take your pliers to help you put that in. You don't want to overdo it, like I said, because you don't want to push it right out. Oops, I bent the wire. I felt it bend. That's better. And she seems to be pretty well stuck in there now. So there we go. Now we just need to get the Tinky Tots out and put on our ear wire. Oh, that's some green beads. So let's see, there's the gold ones are right here. Now we may need a medium one to go between the two. If we do, then we'll switch it. I think we will. So I will just simply get out some medium oval jump rings, 2 of them, and we'll put our earrings onto the posts. So just open this up. Go through our top here, and then come here, you. It's not quite closed. There we go. I want to get the split to the back if I can. Half the time I forget to do it so that the split will go to the back. And there it is this time. So there's our first one all finished. Now we just got to put the other one together here. Well, that baby just went flying. Okay, I'm going to have to get a second new one out. I didn't have it quite grabbed in the right spot, and it was grabbed too low, and so when I pushed on it too hard, it just popped right out like a soap out of your hand when you squish it too hard when it's wet. So you, and then you, and close you up. And push you to the back. There we go. Now I'm going to take these guys off. You know, I was going to give these backs to one of the girls, and I still am when I find them, but I dropped my the little baggie I had them all stuffed in, and it rolled off somewhere, and I have no idea where it went. So a couple of these kind. Put these backs on. Come on, baby. Let's get your backs on. I think these backs work better because they have a little silicone nut in them, and it holds the pieces from sliding back out easily. And unfortunately, sometimes there they are. There's our earrings. Sometimes these kind do slide out of place, so that makes it very irritating. Actually, I think I'll just put these in this little bottle since it's right beside me here. Like I said, I had a baggie somewhere. The baggie has fallen. I don't know where it's at, but I will find it. But there we go. There are our earrings. Aren't those pretty and sparkly? Now these beads, all of the beads came out of the SoftFlex kit California Dreaming. So every one of the beads came out of the California Dreaming, as well as the spacers. So there we go. There's our earring. Isn't that pretty? And it's very sparkly because it's a pave bead. Here's the other. So there's our pair. I think they turned out very pretty. And I like them. I like them a lot. Now, I think I've got my little hoop at the bottom braced enough that this can't go through. But if you wanted to, you could also put the bottom piece in a bead cap, which then would not slide up, because the bead cap with the curve would hold it in place itself. And I considered switching to that, but I liked the pave bead. I think it's really pretty. Now, on the other hand, you still could put the bead cap on the bottom and then put the pave bead on next, but yeah, I think they turned out really pretty. I like them. Close up. So aren't those pretty? Let's get it nice and focused. So like I say, I like the way they turned out. I think they're very pretty. And all of the beads from this this particular pair of earrings is from SoftFlex's Customer of the Appreciation Week's kit, California Dreaming. I think they turned out lovely. I hope you agree. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.